hate me, don't you?
Kons Podcast.
You hate me, don't you?
Hit that like button, subscribe and share.
You hate me, don't you?
Constant content.
You hate me, don't you?
You know what I'm saying? Every motherfucking day it's a new lawsuit with Diddy. So Drake is trolling, you know what I'm saying, Joe Budden and Melissa Forward. Find the girl who made that 9/11 call because she was swatting and that nigga lost his life. Val Kilmer has passed away. Yo. What's up? What's going on? What's happening? It's episode 219. It's Kons Podcast. What's going on this fine Wednesday? You know what I'm saying? It's Wednesday, 2:39 in the afternoon out here in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Wednesday, April 2nd. You feel me? What's going on? Hope y'all been doing good. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody been doing good. You feel me? Yeah, if you just subscribe, that's what we do here on this channel. Talk about headlines, news, updates, shit that's going on, current news, current headlines, whatever that went viral and made a headline, we probably talked about it right here on this podcast. You feel me? But yeah, thank you for joining in. Whoever you are, you know what I mean? Whoever you may be, if you just subscribe, that's what we do here on this channel. If you've been subscribed, you already know how this shit goes. You know what I'm saying? This is episode 219. You feel me? I hope y'all enjoyed yesterday's episode. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed yesterday's episode. When I had put y'all up on, we were talking about, we talked about young Scooter. You know what I'm saying? We talked about young Scooter, talked about his tragic passing and the 911 call. We definitely also touched on Erykah Badu, what she had on at the Billboard Awards in reference to Sarah Baartman. Put you up on who Sarah Baartman was. You know what I'm saying? And we also talked about Travis Scott. How he slapped the dog shit out of Cody Rhodes at the WWE. Know what I'm saying? That was supposed to be fake, but I guess he didn't get the memo. We also touched on how Madonna is a Kendrick Lamar fan. She expressed her flowers on TV and publications and shit like that. You feel me? She let it be known that she is a Kendrick fan. But that was yesterday's episode 218. Hope y'all enjoyed that one. You know what I'm saying? Now here we go back with another one on this fine Wednesday with episode 219. You know what I'm saying? So this is episode 219. This episode, we're going to be going over another Diddy motherfucking lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? New day, new lawsuit with Diddy. You feel me? I'm going to touch on that. We're going to talk on that. We're going to touch on Drake. Drake been trolling. You know what I'm saying? Trolling Joe Budden and Melissa Forward. We're going to touch on that with some merch. I also got some more details on the young Scooter situation, the 9/11 call. They done found out who the girl was. I got information on that. And Val Kilmer passed away at 65 years old. We're going to get into that for the last subject. But yeah, this is episode 219. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to be getting into. You feel me? So without further ado, we're just going to jump on right into it. You know what I'm saying? So, Diddy, we all know, you know what I'm saying, every motherfucking day it's a new lawsuit with Diddy, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers are suing the nigga every fucking day. There's somebody new that's coming forward with some type of allegations. It's what's up, grooming, harassment, whatever the case may be. They all are coming out with this out of the woodworks. It seems like every day there is a new person popping up with the lawsuit on Diddy. You feel me? So this new one is involving a guy named Joseph Manzaro. It claims that he took advantage of and essayed and humiliated at a freak-off during April of 2015. Said that Diddy hosted a party for his son, Christian Kons, at Gloria Estefan's mansion out in Miami. Forced him to wear a mask with a penis on it. They said that he saw LeBron there, where LeBron was in a towel when he saw him, and he was led down after he was led down a hallway. He said he seen LeBron in a towel, and LeBron said, "Yo, y'all better do something about this." Pointed to him. This is what Joseph Manzaro has said. This is what the file he reported. He said he was led down secret tunnel by a porn star named Adria English. From what I had read, I believe that she had came out and said that she was like an agent and assistant for Diddy. You know what I'm saying? She was the one enabler or whatever, or she was the one recruiting people for Diddy. This is what was being said about her. Then he said he saw Jay-Z and Beyonce, and he said that Beyonce said, "What is this all about why is this half-naked white man standing in front of me with a cock mask on? Know what I'm saying? Somebody from Diddy's team replied to that and said Diddy we want him to see what we do to snitches, is what somebody from Diddy's team said. Then he said he was stripped down to a thong and degraded by Diddy and Adria English. Also said Jacob the jeweler was there, and Jacob also said something to him like, who's this guy? What is he doing here? It also goes back to earlier, I guess, when he came to his apartment, there was this residue and oily stuff on his doorknob. Apparently that was some type of substance called scopolamine or something like that. It's something that knocks you out or something. So all of this happened. What I just read is what happened when he came to. Apparently he was knocked out, put in a car, and brought to this freak off where they had put the penis mask on his face and he was escorted down a tunnel, we said, that led from his house to Gloria Estefan's house to where they had this freak off. And this is where he said he's seen LeBron James, Jay-Z, and Beyonce, and Jacob the jeweler. You know what I'm saying? So he has came forth with this new thing and now is suing Diddy, saying that he was SA'd and taken advantage of at this freak off. All Diddy's teams, the Bron team, Jay-Z's team, everybody, they all are denying the allegations. They all said they have proof, saying that they wasn't even in the same state at the time of April in 2015 when he's talking about it. Diddy's team has also said the same thing. Jay-Z's team, like I said, they all said the same thing and said that this shit is a bunch of bullshit. So this next video that you about to see, the next clip you about to see, is a long one. It's a long clip. It's about 8 minutes, you know what I'm saying? But this is the whole thing about this situation from start to finish. This is everything, all information. This is everything about it. This is all about the freak off, about him putting the mask on, everything that led up to it. This is the whole shebang bang, you feel me? So yeah, this next clip, you know what I'm saying, you might want to light something up, might want to post something up. Like I said, it's about 8 minutes long, you feel me? But I'm gonna show you this because it shows you everything, you know what I'm saying? Everything, and I mean everything. This is everything. She finna show you the court documents, the documents that was filed, all that, you know what I'm saying? So check this clip out. It's gonna put you up on a whole lot of more information on this subject. Check it out.
With a brand new lawsuit that is naming Jay-Z, Beyonce, and LeBron James as witnesses of a freak-off. And this is not an April Fool's joke. This lawsuit was actually filed in court today. And it has other defendants listed with Diddy that I'm sure you've heard of before, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. This lawsuit was filed by a man named Joseph Manzaro against Diddy, another man named Eric, Brendan Paul, which is Diddy's alleged substance mule that got arrested after Diddy was raided, Emilio Estefan, and Adria English, the woman that filed the lawsuit against Diddy, who worked as a dancer during Diddy's white parties. This man is alleging that he was given substances and then transported against his will and was a victim of an organized criminal enterprise beginning in 2015, organized and facilitated by the defendants. He alleges that there was a pattern of threats, concealment, manipulation, and psychological coercion that persisted for years. And he is alleging that these defendants obstructed justice by doing cover-ups and intimidating him and enabling these crimes through conspiracy and concealment. He is alleging that he has medical records from a licensed urologist and a surgeon documenting this SA, disfigurement, and serious hernias, which continue to impact his quality of life and physical well-being. This man is alleging that Brendan Paul relayed Diddy's instructions and coordinated his transport, and then Adria English, who referred to herself as Diddy's assistant, acted as an enabler and a co-conspirator, assisting in the plaintiff's targeting, isolation, and concealment after the incident. He alleges that defendant Eric is who gave him substances and transported him, and then later posted threats on Facebook blaming him for Bonnie Riviera's unaliving, and issued repeated threats against him, including kidnapping and threats to his minor son. He claims additional security footage from 2015 shows a hitman that's associated with defendant Eric, who is now serving a life sentence in an unrelated unaliving case in his alleyway, and he said he filed a police report corroborating this encounter. He alleges that these were acts of intimidation, surveillance, and fraud, and they continued for years and were designed to suppress his memory and delay or prevent legal recourse. He then claims that high-profile individuals, including Jacob Arabo, known as Jacob the Jeweler, Jay-Z, Gloria Estefan, LeBron James, and Beyonce Knowles Carter are identified as witnesses, allegedly due to their presence or knowledge of the events surrounding the freak-off orchestrated by defendant Diddy. This man says that on or about early April of 2015 at approximately 5:30 p.m., he arrived at his residence located at 424 Valley Forge Road, West Palm Beach, Florida. He claims that he unlocked his door and turned the handle and he felt a greasy substance resembling Vaseline on his hand. He attempted to wash his hands, but then he lost consciousness before he could do so. He said when he regained consciousness, he was in the backseat of a moving vehicle driven by defendant Eric with Bonnie Riviera in the passenger seat. He inquired about his location, expressing confusion and insisting that he was supposed to be at home. Then, before losing consciousness again, he overheard Bonnie Rivera telling defendant Eric that he was regaining consciousness, asking, "He's waking up, cuz, what should I do? Do you want me to knock him out?" And Eric responded, "No, don't touch him. Don't worry, just give it a minute. He'll fall back to sleep again. I gave him a lot of scopolamine." He claims that he regained consciousness at defendant Eric's residence in Deerfield Beach, Florida, where he was being forcefully held, and while he was there, he witnessed a man named Omar Bravo deliver 2 grams of illegal substances. Then alleges that he saw Brendan Paul, the man who had worked for Diddy, who is allegedly Diddy's substance mule, who was appearing nervous, and he sat nearby with a motorcycle helmet in his lap. After the transaction, the substances were placed in Brendan's backpack. Before leaving, Brendan stated that Diddy wanted him to be brought to the freak-off event, making him realize that he was being transported against his will. Upon arrival at the security booth at One Star Island Drive in Miami, Florida, all occupants of the vehicle were required to present identification, which is Diddy's home in Miami. This man alleged that he was forcefully rose up for a positive identification, and Eric informed security that they were attending an event at Estefan Mansion, mentioning that it was Christian's birthday party that night. The security logs at the entrance of Star Island would reflect this entry. He claims that he was then dragged through the back entrance of the Estefan Mansion at approximately 12:30 a.m. Inside, Gloria Estefan allegedly panicked upon seeing him in a deteriorating state, demanding call an ambulance. However, Emilio quickly silenced her and ushered her away into the crowd. And what I find weird about this, Diddy has been friends with the Estefan family, the husband and the wife, for years. Here is him with Gloria Estefan, and here he is with Emilio Estefan. And back in 2021, Diddy actually purchased Gloria and Emilio Estefan's mansion to expand Star Island. This man then claims that he saw LeBron James, who is wearing a white bath towel, brown shower shoes, and carrying a shaving bag, walking through the hallway. LeBron James looked at him and, in response to Gloria Estefan's plan for an ambulance, remarked, "Y'all better do something about that." He then claims that he was led by Adria English, who identified herself as Diddy's personal assistant, through a concealed tunnel that was connected to the Estefan mansion to Diddy's mansion. Said he found himself inside a large party area. Upon information and belief, he believed that it was Diddy's son's birthday party. He said that Jay-Z and Beyonce Knowles Carter were seated in the room, and upon seeing him, Beyonce Knowles Carter asked, "What is this? What is this about? Why is this half-undressed white man with a mask standing here in front of me?" Eric responded, "Diddy wants him to see what we do to snitches. This is a part of his punishment." He was forcefully paraded through multiple rooms filled with people taunting him. He alleged that Diddy ordered the degradation, stating, "He's gonna find out what we do to snitches tonight. Get him undressed." He said that he was unclothed and placed inside a shower where 2 unidentified women forcibly washed him while Eric and Bonnie Rivera watched. After this, he was dressed in a small bikini bottom and a black leather mask with a rubber dam forcefully inserted and zipped closed over his head. He is claiming that there was a locking adult toy device that was asphyxiated to the mask, which was protruding out of his mouth. Then alleges that he was subjected to degrading and non-consensual acts at the direction of Diddy and Adria English. He was essayed and forced to partake in unwanted activities involving the mask and adult toys on a large black leather ottoman first until he lost consciousness again. He claims that when he regained partial awareness, he was locked in a small dark side room, left on a black leather couch until Adria English and Eric allegedly entered the room and dressed him and prepped him for transport out of the property. He then claims that he encountered Jacob the jeweler, who was visibly disturbed upon seeing him in his forced attire. He asked, "What is this? What's going on with this guy? Why is he standing here staring at me with this strapped to his face?" He alleges that defendant Eric responded, "Oh, he's just some guy who's a snitch. We're teaching him a little lesson." He then claims that Emilio intervened, instructing defendant Eric and Bonnie Rivera to move him out of Jacob the jeweler's sight. Gloria Estefan again pleaded for an ambulance to be called, but defendant Emilio silenced her and shoved her into the crowd. Claims upon leaving the event, he overheard Diddy ask defendant Eric, "You're going to be getting rid of him, right?" To which defendant Eric responded, "Yeah, I'll be taking care of that." After this freak-off event, he was returned to a gang house where he was beaten and left inside his apartment. Yeah, this is this whole new lawsuit filed against Diddy and many others with a lot of witnesses being added. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this.
You know what I'm saying? The full 8 minutes, you know what I mean? She broke everything down and you know what I mean? You heard her say that he had something on his doorknob, you know what I mean, that knocked him out, and they brought him to this freak off, you know what I mean, putting him in the car and he was coming to and all this, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, she broke it all down for you, had a whole lot of information for you know what I'm saying? I sat there and listened to the whole 8 minutes when I was putting this together, you know what I'm saying? It is a lot of information, but it's definitely detailing everything that went on that I just told you about. So these lawsuits is getting kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? These lawsuits is getting wild. You know what I mean? If y'all want to go follow her name was Kadisha Lynn. Kadisha Lynn. She also on YouTube. She's on TikTok too. Kadisha Lynn. Put a little spider emoji after Kadisha. Yeah, but yeah, y'all can go follow her. You know what I mean? She always keeps up with the information and provides you with the court documents and all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, these lawsuits is getting wild, you know what I mean? Every day there's somebody coming out claiming that something against Diddy that Diddy done did to him some years ago. It seems like every day somebody new is popping up with some new shit about what he did. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand, man. These motherfuckers is just money grabbing for real at this point. They definitely gonna deny all that shit and it's gonna get thrown out. Now he definitely mentioned his name, which is something different because a lot of these motherfuckers that's coming through, it's not even mentioning their name. And I think the judge, if it ain't got no name on it, he just gonna throw that shit out because it's too many just popping up. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, this is like 2 in the past like 7 days. You know what I'm saying? 2 different people that came out and said something. They did something type shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Diddy is, I don't know, it's just looking like furthermore that he gonna get off. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that a lot of the shit is gonna fly, you know what I mean? And plus he's already been in there, so that's gonna count as time served to whatever sentence he might get. He might get guilty to some of the shit, but definitely not all, you know what I'm saying? Because it ain't no proof of nothing, you know what I mean? There's no proof of this shit. All this shit is he say, she say. That's all it is, which don't really fly good in court. It's all about what you can prove. You know what I'm saying? And this shit happened years ago. These things are coming out from 10 plus years ago. So yeah, man, new day, new Diddy lawsuit. You feel me? Another news, Drake. So Drake is, I guess he's trolling Joe Budden and Melissa Ford. You know what I'm saying? He's trolling them. You know what I mean? We all know that he trolled them in the past. You know what I'm saying? She trolled them by having some merch ahead of this Nokia video that everybody seems to be talking about lately. lately. I haven't seen it. Like I said, I'm not interested in a title where he named the album Sexy Songs for You. I just don't feel like that's nothing that I'm going to relate to on the album. So I did not hear it. I didn't hear this song. I don't know what the song's about. But apparently, everybody's talking about the video. A song called Nokia. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's talking about the video, and he put the video out. And apparently, before he put the video out, he had some merch. So he had some merch, and he had a hoodie. And on this hoodie is a picture of Melissa Forward. Now, she said on the Joe Budden podcast that this was from one of her first calendar shoots that she did when she was modeling. You know what I'm saying? But she's now saying, you know what I'm saying, where my check at? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But she needs to go back and see if she owns that photo and not the photographer. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these motherfuckers, when they take these pictures, they keep rights to the photos that they take. You know what I'm saying? So if she don't own that photo, then there's no way that she can get a check. You feel me? This is what she was saying on the Joe Budden podcast. You know what I'm saying? The clip I'm going to show you. Excuse me. Pardon this interruption. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't hit that subscribe button, go on and hit that shit right now. You know what I mean? At this particular moment and time in the middle of the video, now's your time to hit that subscribe button. You feel me? Hit the like button. Go ahead and comment on what you think or what you might think about something that I'm saying. Comment on it. You feel me? Hit that comment. You know what I mean? Hit that comment button. Leave your little comment. I'll definitely see it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But hit that subscribe button. No, tell somebody about it. You know what I mean? Hit that subscribe button if you ain't already. You know what I'm saying? What you waiting for? You know what I mean? And tell somebody about this shit so somebody else can watch this shit too. And remember to share this shit also. Put this shit on your social media and all that shit. You know what I mean? Let's get back to the episode. She was saying that she needs a check. You feel me? And he also put a website on the back of this hoodie that says videovixens.ca. And I guess CA is what they used in Canada instead of the .com. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to the website, it takes you to Joe Budden's Patreon page. You know what I mean? And Joe Budden was like, that's dope. Good looking for that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's weird energy with that when, you know what I'm saying, Joe Budden saying that's dope and bigging him up, giving him flowers for putting his Patreon website tied to that, you know what I mean, to the merch. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? The shit is weird shit, you feel me? So this next clip you're about to see is the clip of the Joe Budden podcast when they was talking about this situation with him putting Melissa Forward on the hood.
Yo, what's happening? It's Kons Podcast, you know what I'm saying? So, I had Joe Budden's clip in here, you feel me? But Joe Budden had copyrighted that shit. He had copyrighted that shit, you know what I'm saying? And wouldn't let me use that shit, you feel me? So this clip you about to see, though, is just a clip of dude talking about how he trolling. You know what I'm saying? How Drake is trolling and all that. He still give you the same content. I just couldn't get the content with Melissa Ford saying that she needed a check for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I tried to use it, and they hit me with a real copyright with that one. So I had to take that shit off, you know what I mean? That was like, you could leave it here, but nigga, we gonna take the audio out, we gonna take the visual out. So it was just gonna be a blank black fucking spot for 4.5 fucking minutes, you know what I'm saying? So I took that shit out and used this one that you got to see though. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Drake continues to troll Joe Budden, bro. He's never going to be done with this. So yesterday, Drake dropped his Nokia music video. Along with this, on his Drake-related website, he dropped some more merch. He dropped some merch to coincide with the video. So some sexy songs for you. Hot Mom's Vixen hoodie dropped for $220 if you interested, right? So the front features the logo, the bunnies, some sexy songs for you. But take a look at the back of the hoodie. This is the back of the hoodie. Now there's a woman, right? Let's zoom in here. This woman happens to be Melissa Ford. None other than Melissa Ford. If you remember on Give Me a Hug, Drake said, Melissa Ford, you a legend from the 6. I hate to see you with a meat sucker. Now, Melissa Ford is a famous video vixen or former video vixen. She was featured in music videos like Big Pimpin'. She was an it girl back in the days. And she's now a co-host on the Joe Budden podcast. Someone who Drake doesn't get along with. Now, not only is she on the back of this hoodie, but there's a website called videovixens.ca. And I said, let me go to that website. So here's me typing videovixens.ca into my browser. And here's what comes up. The Joe Budden Patreon. You feel me? So, you feel me, on the Joe Budden Patreon, you scroll down, it's like a pay to access more Joe Budden clips. Now, is he calling Joe Budden in them video vixens? It's all just one big troll, you feel me? But if I'm Joe Budden, like, what am I mad at this? It's free promo, you feel me? And I think Melissa Ford, I don't know, does she have to green light being put on merch? I don't know. I'm intrigued because when when Some Sexy Songs for You dropped and he had the Melissa Ford bar, Melissa Ford kind of leaned into it. And then she posted a picture. Now I was wondering, the picture was kind of hinting at something coming soon. And I was wondering if that means she was going to be in a Drake music video. But this turned out to be the end result. And then season 2 of her podcast, Hot and Bothered, released. Joe is probably going to talk about this on his next pod. I just found this shit funny. Drake is not going to stop trolling Joe Budden. How do y'all feel about this? Do you think he's taking it too far? Let me know in the comments. Do you like the merch? Did you buy the hoodie? Let me know in the comments. If you just hate Drake, let me know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. I will be posting long form content there. Till then, I'm out of here. You shitting me?
As you see, you know what I'm saying? That was her saying that she need a check. You feel me? She need a check for that. And then she went on later on to say, can I at least get one? You feel me? At least get a hoodie or something. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know what's going on between Drake and Melissa Ford. He been trolling her lately. I seen some clip where he had sent her flowers right live on the show, had them delivered to her on the show. So I don't know if he's trolling Joe Budden with that. This shit goes back a few months. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so he definitely was trolling, you know what I mean? Put that shit out, put her on the hoodie, you know what I mean? I don't know what's with that. Put the website on their video, vixens.ca, and it goes to Joe Budden's Patreon page, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that shit is crazy. Drake's still out here, you know what I mean? I guess trolling, I guess still bitter over the Kendrick shit. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely still doing his trolling thing, you know what I mean? Because that's definitely some trolling shit, what he did with that hoodie and putting her on there. And also having the website go straight to Joe Budden's Patreon page is wild. Other news, got some updates on Young Scooter and the 9/11 call. You know what I'm saying? So when I was saying, you know what I mean, if y'all remember, I believe yesterday, you know what I'm saying, I was just talking about this, and I was saying they need to find the girl who made that 9/11 call because she was swatting, and a nigga lost his life over her swatting. You know what I'm saying? So because the nigga lost his life, I think she should definitely get charged with that for sure, because you decided to play games, and if you hadn't played them games, the nigga probably would still be here today. You know what I'm saying? So she made a SWAT call, you know what I mean? Apparently, I think she came out and admitted it, you know what I mean? Made a SWAT call, was lying about the whole shit, and they found out who she was. Her name is Demetria Spence. Now, apparently, this is somebody who was trying to be a contestant on the show called Baddies on the Zeus Network. You know what I'm saying? So apparently this is where she is from and got notoriety or whatnot. Apparently she's also a rapper. You know what I'm saying? She goes by the name of Demi Blanco. You know what I'm saying? So she's the one that has been identified as swatting the house and making the false 9/11 call. You know what I'm saying? So this next little clip you about to see is, first off, I'm going to show you who she is. You know what I'm saying? The dude is talking about, yes, she got identified as the 9/11 caller, and he also goes into her trying out for the Baddies show on the Zeus Network. Check this next clip out.
Always expect from the Zeus Network is to employ some of the most low budget gutter people you can ever think of. So this is Demi Blanco. She was a contestant on one of the seasons of the Zeus Network's Baddies. Now, after rapper Young Scooter tragically passed away last weekend, the Atlanta Police Department was on a manhunt for the person who called 911 after it was found out that the call was fake and it was now considered a swatting incident. After the police found out that it was a swatting incident and everything was fake, they put out a $5,000 reward for the person who made the 911 call. And that's when Demi Blanco came forward admitting to everything. Now, you would think that, hey, maybe Demi called 911 because she was being abused currently, or maybe her friend is being abused. Well, after switching up her story a few different times, Demi finally admitted that she made up that entire 911 call to protect herself, which is completely different from the emergency story that she gave 911, which led to the police showing up to the home, which eventually led to the passing of Young Scooter. And then it's even been alleged that Demi made up this entire 911 call because her boyfriend broke up with her and didn't answer his phone. which is right on brand for someone who
Wait,
tried
don't
You know what I'm saying? He went into identifying her. She was the person who made that 9/11 call and also told you that she was trying to be a contestant on the Baddie show. Now, I guess they did not pick her up and put her on the show, but she was definitely on the tryouts that I guess they aired. I don't watch that ratchet shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch ratchetry. I don't like it, so I don't watch it. I've never tuned in to a minute or 30 seconds of Baddies. You feel me? This is a show that all they do is fight on there. That's it. That's all they do. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a little bit of it. I got the gist of it, and that's all they do is fight on the show. It's just nothing but pure ratchetry, and I'm cool. I don't want to see it. So I never seen the show. Apparently, she was trying out to be on the show, and they didn't pick her. You know what I'm saying? So this next clip you about to see is of the actual, like a news report of such, of them finding and catching and identifying who this woman is. You feel me? Check this clip out.
We got the mugshot of 31-year-old Demetria Spence, who Atlanta police say placed a fake 911 call that ended in the death of Atlanta rapper Young Scooter. Today, the woman charged with making that fake call before the events that led to the rapper's death will go before a judge. 31-year-old Demetria Spence is currently in custody at the Fulton County Jail, and that is where we find 11 Alive's Karis Belger. Karis, let's talk about what charges is Spence facing.
Well, Spence is charged with transmitting a false public alarm. She's scheduled to have her first appearance at noon today. Police put out a public call earlier this week asking for the voice of the woman who made those 911 calls to be identified. Later, they say Spence was taken into custody. Young Scooter, whose legal name was Kenneth Bailey, died from injuries to his leg, according to the medical examiner. A statement says he, quote, punctured his right thigh, which led to blood loss. Now, police say they were called to a home on William Nye Drive Southeast on March 29th about a dispute and a report of a woman being dragged into a home. The caller, who police say was Demetria Spence, claimed there were gunshots. Atlanta police say officers knocked on the door of the home and a man opened the door before closing it in their faces. Officers say then two men, including Bailey, left the home and jumped a fence. And officers say they were not able to corroborate the claims made in those 911 calls. Here's a little bit of that audio.
The situation that's going on right now, this girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. It sounded like they were fighting over drugs. And they started shooting. But the house needs to be investigated. They're definitely doing illegal stuff over there.
Now, Atlanta police have released a statement, and they reiterated in that statement that they did not fire their weapons during their interaction with Bailey or any of the others, nor did they use force. Right now, the incident is still under investigation.
That was the news clip of them finding out exactly who the 9/11 caller is. You feel me? Demi Blanco, Demetria Spence. You know what I'm saying? She is currently in jail. You know what I mean? They have caught her and wrapped her up. She is being charged with false public alarm is the charge. Man, they should also charge her with that body. You feel me? That young Scooter, you know what I mean, tried to run and broke his femur and lost his life trying to run away after she made the SWAT call. You know what I'm saying? So they should definitely hit her with that body for sure, because if she hadn't have been playing, young Scooter would still be here today. You know what I'm saying? So they should definitely charge her with that for sure. You know what I mean? Last but not least, Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer has passed away at 65 years old. You know what I'm saying? Val Kilmer has passed away at 65 years old. You know what I mean? We all seen him make a comeback in the movie Top Gun, in the remake of it. You know what I'm saying? We all know he was in the original one. You know what I mean? And he got the classic scene where he gave Tom Cruise a hug and said, "You could be my wingman." And Tom Cruise said, "Nah, nigga, you bullshitting. You could be my wingman." You know what I mean? Just a little classic scene. You know what I'm saying? In the Top Gun movie. You feel me? Now we seen him come back in the remake of it. You know what I mean? We all know that he had throat cancer, so he had lost a lot of his voice. So you can even hear it in the movie. You know what I'm saying? You can hear how his voice has changed and he's struggling to talk, but he got his lines out and he did a great job in the little part that is in the movie. You know what I mean? There's some dope movies that he was in. Batman Forever, he played as Batman. You know what I'm saying? He was in Top Gun. You feel me? He was in Heat with Al Pacino, and also in Willow, just to name a couple of movies, classic movies that he was in. You know what I'm saying? So this next little clip you're about to see is just a little clip and telling you that Val Kilmer has passed away. Check it out.
Val Kilmer has tragically died from pneumonia at just 65. known for his iconic roles in Top Gun and Batman Forever. He was diagnosed with throat cancer in 2014 and underwent surgery, but was later declared cancer-free. He made a return to the big screen despite his permanently damaged voice in Top Gun Maverick with Hollywood star Tom Cruise. It was his final big screen appearance. In his final video to the world, he donned the Batman mask one final time.
It's been a while.
Rest in peace.
You know what I'm saying? That was just a little mini tribute, you know what I mean? And that was his last video that you seen at the end of that clip there that he posted on Instagram of him throwing on the Batman mask one last time. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to Val Kilmer, passed away at 65 years old. And that's all I got for today. That's about all the topics I got for today. You know what I'm saying? The Diddy one was a long one. Like I said, that clip was 8 minutes, but she put you up on everything. You know what I'm saying? Didn't leave no details out. This was being episode 219. You know what I'm saying? I hope you enjoyed this shit. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope I put you up on something that you didn't know. Definitely got some updates. Had some updates for you on the young Scooter situation. They finally have identified the girl who was playing on the phone, making false calls, swatting them, and had a result of him losing his life. You know what I'm saying? So in this episode, we just went over a new Diddy lawsuit. Some dude named Joseph Manzaro saying that he was humiliated and took advantage of and assault at a Diddy freak off that he was throwing for his son. We also touched on Drake trolling Joe Budden and Melissa Forward. We're putting her picture on a hoodie and putting a website on that hoodie that leads to Joe Budden's Patreon page. We also touched on young Scooter. The 9/11 caller has been identified as Demetria Spence, a.k.a. Demi Blanco. Has been identified as such, and they wrapped her up, got her in jail. She's in jail. The charge is false public alarm. And Val Kilmer had passed away at 65. So that's all the topics and shit that we had that I have for today. That's all the topics I got for today. This has been episode 219. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Episode 219. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Whoever you are, whoever you may be. When that notification popped up, whatever you was doing, whether you was sitting on the couch watching TV, the notification popped up. You clicked on it, came to see what Kons Podcast is talking about. Whether you was taking a shit and you seen that notification pop up on your phone and you clicked on it while you on the shitter, goddammit, and clicked and seen what Kons Podcast is talking about. Whoever you may be, whether you's a son, a daughter, whether you's a dad, a mom, a grandma, whether you's a cousin, an uncle, or auntie, whoever you are, you know what I'm saying? And if you got pets and they got eyes on Kons Podcast, whether your pet is a dog, whether you got a pet cat, a pet rabbit, whether you got a bat, a pet snake, whether you got a pet fucking goat, you got a pet fucking spider, whoever the case may be, if that spider got all 8 goddamn eyes on Kons Podcast, I definitely fuck with them too. You feel me? Like you see my nigga scrolling up the screen. You know what I'm saying? So this has been episode 219. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. You know what I'm saying? Definitely tell somebody else about it. You know what I mean? Put it in somebody else's ear. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody else come check out the explosive and dope content that I'm dropping Monday through motherfucking Friday. You feel me? But yeah, hit that like button, hit the comment button. You know what I'm saying? Comment on this shit. Whatever you wanted to say, whatever you want to say on whatever subject that you feel you want to speak on, go ahead and hit that comment button. You know what I'm saying? And if you like this episode, hit the like button. You feel me? Let YouTube know that you like this episode. You know what I'm saying? Let's manipulate that algorithm as much as we could. You know what I mean? And I'm at about 568 subscribers or something like that. I appreciate that shit growing and growing and growing. You feel me? Slowly but surely, it's definitely getting up there. So let's help that shit get to 600. You know what I mean? Let's push it to 600. Tell somebody about it. You know what I mean? Tell them to subscribe. Help me get to that 600 subscribers. And we're going to keep it moving, going on to 7 and on to 8 and on to 9 and on to 1,000. Let's keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to keep coming with this fire content. You feel me? Along with my commentary that you gonna hear on these said subjects and topics that we do on this show. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was episode 219. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing. Those that shared, thank you for hitting the like button. Those that hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? And thank you for commenting. You know what I mean? Those that comment on something, you feel me? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Tell somebody about it. Enjoy these credits though.
don't you?